Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. I have the Soulless Tarot on the tarot table for this particular reading. Today we're looking at Lilibet, and in this reading I'm going to be looking at the name saga of Harry and Meghan using the late Queen's most private, intimate nickname, and then the hoo-ha that erupted over it, which we all know about. Harry at one stage, I think, sent a threatening letter to the BBC, threatening to sue them if they didn't retract their story, basically that the Queen was upset about the use of her most personal name, the only thing basically in the world that she felt that she owned. And then that all went quiet and he sort of had to back down, as far as I can remember things, because the Queen let it be known that she really hadn't been consulted, and she was really very upset, as Robert Hardman told us in a book that he wrote about King Charles. She was as angry as people had ever seen her when Harry and Meghan claimed that she had given them her blessing to name Lilibet. The story goes that they basically asked her if they could name their daughter after her, and she said yes, of course, that would be lovely, thinking that they were going to call her Elizabeth or something like that. And then along comes Lilibet. So we're going to have a look at the story, because Meghan has chosen her latest episode of her podcast to clap back at this. Everything that she could possibly clap back at, she has clapped back at in her podcast. It's supposed to be a business podcast about female founders. It's been about Meghan settling scores. She says, if you have an idea about what you are going to name a baby, keep it close to your heart until that baby is born and it's named. Don't ask anyone's opinion. Amazing. And that's even if you're stealing the late Queen's nickname to merch, which is my opinion, of course, that she was doing. But we're going to test that rather cynical theory of mine with the Soulless Tarot. We're going to ask whose clever idea it was to pick the name Lilibet, and what they told the Queen, Harry and Meghan. What did they actually say to the Queen? Then we're going to ask what Meghan was up to. Was she trying to, did she want the name to merch? We're going to ask that question. And her feelings about the Queen at the time when all of this was going on. We're going to ask what the Queen's expectations were when she was allegedly told that Harry and Meghan wanted to name their daughter after her, and how she felt when she heard the name was actually going to be Lilibet. And then we're going to ask how useful that name actually has been to Meghan. I need to shuffle one more time. In terms of merching, websites registered, domain names, that sort of thing, Lilibet Diana. How useful has that actually been? How lucrative? Shall we use that word? And we're going to ask how it will affect Lilibet going on when she discovers that her name actually is very controversial and actually really upset her great-grandmother that we speculate maybe never even met. So that's where we're heading today with this. I need to try and remember how many cards I've got to put out here. Yeah, that I think is the right number. Tarot, of course, all for fun and entertainment. It is all my opinion, on all speculation. Just read energy here. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below. I think we need to remind you that it's archetypal energy that we read, because the royal family is archetypal. So if there's a rumpus about a name, I'm sure we can all relate. I can relate in my family. Names definitely can relate. So 7 of Wands is our underlying energy, and that is being on the defensive and having to clap back, doing something that maybe you feel that you are right about, you are justified in doing. She's told us that. If you have an idea about what you're going to name that baby, keep it close to your heart. Don't ask anyone's opinion. Seven of Wands. She really feels, this is my opinion, that she's right. She's in the right. And people who have been cruelly attacking her and criticizing her over all these years are just plain wrong. And now she's taking the opportunity to tell everyone that. So, situation, that's the underlying energy. Situation is the Wheel of Fortune. And the old roulette wheel really spinning away. Lucky, 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 lucky. And I guess I have a daughter, and a lot of speculation. It was a bit of a designer baby, old Lilibet Diana. I tend to veer in that direction. That's one of my pet theories, that it was a bit of a designer event, having a blonde, blue-eyed baby girl that could be called Lilibet Diana, and register the domain names, all of that stuff long before. That's my personal, as I say, pet theory. Some of my pet theories are completely wrong. They are purely speculative, but we get catching with that Wheel of Fortune. Oh, how fortunate to have a blonde, blue-eyed baby girl called Lilibet Diana. Amazing how fortunate that should have been. We're going to see whether it really turned out to be such a lucky, lucky, lucky event after all. But we're going to ask whose clever idea it was to pick that particular name out of Harry and Meghan. Are we going to get a clue? Here we've got Judgment in reverse. How interesting. Judgment in reverse is mistake. Can be. It's not picking any of them, either of them. It looks like it was a joint decision. I'm sure one influenced the other, and I'm sure you can speculate yourselves as to who might have led and who might have followed in that decision. But mistake, judgment in reverse, an error of judgment, poor judgment, opening yourself up to criticism with that decision. It's a big card. It's a big mistake. Judgment in reverse. It was viewed by the world as a big mistake. It was certainly viewed by the late Queen, shall we say, allegedly, according to Robert Hartman, as a big mistake, something that upset her terribly. So, what did they say to the Queen? Allegedly. What did they tell the Queen? Page of Cups. And it's in reverse. A Page of Cups is a girl child, a blonde child, a girl child, but it's in reverse. I'm getting, because pages are communications, and when page cards, communication cards, are in reverse, you get miscommunication. Shall we call it that? I personally believe, based on the energy of that card, that there was miscommunication about the baby girl's name. That there might have been a misunderstanding, to put it charitably, about the actual name of the child. So, interesting that that particular card showed up quite vividly and quite directly in answer to my question. We're going to move on to Meghan. And we're going to ask about the merging potential. We already have the Wheel of Fortune on the tarot table as the heart of this matter. Ka-ching, I said when I saw that card. Meghan's intention to merge. Tell us about that alleged intention to merge Lilibet Diana, for all she's worth, Knight of Cups. Oh, yes. The Knight of Cups is sort of like a popularity. It's like wooing energy. It's appealing to people. Based on that energy, it's taking advantage of the name in particular, not the Lilibet so much, the Diana aspect of it. And interestingly, it's showing up almost as a shot across the bows to Prince William. So you think you can force me out of the royal family? Well, I'm going to take your mother's name and I'm going to use it to merch baby clothes, or whatever it was she was allegedly thinking of doing. Much more than the Lilibet aspect of things. I'm getting Diana energy coming through very strongly there, aimed very directly at Prince William, the blonde, the good-looking one, not the has-been so much. He hasn't really shown up in this reading. I just have to say that he looks like Meghan was trying to recreate, he was the golden child, allegedly Diana's golden child, Prince William. He certainly was the good-looking one, and still is, in my opinion. It's interesting. There's a whole story in there. It's a diversion. We don't need to go on a whole, a wandering away from the main event here. But it's an interesting little side issue that's popped up, which I wasn't expecting. Interesting for me anyway, as an energy reader. So let's move on to her true feelings about the Queen. What was she feeling about the Queen? Was this an act of respect towards the Queen, or was it a poke in the eye to the Queen? I'm going to take your nickname and use it. Fool. And I'm getting mockery with that. Interesting, because I don't normally get that energy off the Fool card. But I'm getting that curtsy, that infamous curtsy on the Netflix show. That really was a big mistake, an error of judgment. And I'm getting the same thing with the Lilibet thing. Now, I'm getting that this was mockery, and it was quite open mockery, public, because it's a major arcana. It's very obvious. It's obvious to me as an energy reader. I'm going to have to put an allegedly in here and say it's my speculation and my opinion, but that's how the card is reading for me. We're in a dark tarot, obviously, with the soulless tarot, so it's going to read in a dark and toxic way because that's what it's meant to do. So how about the Queen? What was she expecting? What was she anticipating when this whole story came out? We've got the Three of Cups in reverse. It's the friendship card. So she wasn't pleased about it. She wasn't thrilled and delighted that Harry and Meghan wanted to name their child after her. It's interesting that this Three of Cups is giving me a family, and I'm getting Queen Mother energy and the name Elizabeth going through the generations, and I'm getting that she didn't want any bit of her name, whether her full name Elizabeth or any version of that name. She didn't want it used. She was not happy about this. That's an unhappy energy, the Three of Cups. Upright, it's celebration. It's, oh, that's lovely, have a glass of bubbly and celebrate. Not at all. It really was something that pained her. Interesting. Again, such an interesting family dynamic that's showing up in here. As I say, names can do that. So how about when she actually found out? How did she feel? When she found out Ace of Pentacles, she knew exactly what was going on. She knew that this was being done, I'm going to say allegedly, to merch the hell out of the name, because Ace of Pentacles is a big money card. This is a huge financial gain. Ace of Pentacles. It's like a prize. Wheel of Fortune. This is the ultimate prize. This is going to set Meghan up for life, because now she's got blonde, blue-eyed Lilibet Diana that she can merch the hell out of. And I think, in my opinion, those are the words I'm hearing, and I've said that twice now. I speculate that those words, or very similar, very strong words, were actually used when the news broke. So how has it gone for Meghan? If this was her intention, to exploit people's fondness for Princess Diana, their loyalty, their fond memories of her, all of that kind of stuff, how has it gone for Meghan in terms of monetizing the names? How's it gone so far? Ha ha ha. King of Pentacles in reverse hasn't worked out as a business plan. The King of Pentacles is a businessman. He's Prince Harry, obviously. I think Harry nixed it. I get two things off that card, because it is a Harry card, King of Pentacles. It's in reverse, tells me that Harry blocked it, said, no, you can't. And this is, I think, why we see the strange child in the beekeeping outfit being dragged along towards a beehive with the bee hat, whatever you call it, that's supposed to keep the bees away, wide open, flapping open, so you can just get a glimpse of a profile. Fortunately for the child in question, whoever that child was, no bees in sight, but catching glimpses, because Harry won't let you see the actual face. That's his line in the sand. That line is getting fainter and fainter by the second, but it's still there. But I'm also getting that just generally as a business idea, it never happened. None of her business ideas have worked out. Obviously, we've seen that with As Never and all the rest of them, American Riviera Orchard and whatever. They were stopped in their tracks at that time. They tried to merch those baby clothes. Archie, I think, was he in South Africa? And he was wearing a little, I think it was H&M outfit. And there was merching, and that got taken down like 5 minutes later and never to be seen again. I think that the business side of things, it died a death because people couldn't see that maybe Harry would agree with it, maybe Meghan would follow through, whatever. I'm getting that there wasn't any take-up of the story for whatever reason. So two things going on. A business idea that failed, and Harry also as part of the stopping it in its tracks. Interesting. It's very seldom that you see him actually doing the right thing, in my opinion, of course. How about this name being a bit of a stone around Lilibet's neck, or not? How's it going?